Good morning, my lovelies. Welcome to Kate's Space. We are going to go boho. How boho can you go is a collaboration organised by RachandBella Crafts and involves a huge lot of YouTube and Instagram creators, and we're all getting together and we're doing some boho creations. Now, Rachel from RachandBella Crafts has made up this kit. It's beautiful. I've just printed off a few pages. It's very pinks and blues, and my struggle is that when I think of bohemian or boho, I think dark and sultry and reds and things. So this is a challenge for me. I have been mucking around for a couple of days trying to think about what to do. So I've pinned myself down to sticking with the pinks and the blues and seeing what we come up with. So I found this fabric. I never ever actually thought I'd use this fabric, so it's good. And I've found these little trims. Anyway, that's going to be on my cover. I have decided on a size. I'm going to use this file folder. It's really flimsy. It's not it's just a cheapie, and it had these three, you know how they have these scores in them. I've added one more score so that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and so I've got a kind of a center to work from, which will be that one there. And then I want my journal to be 26 centimeters high, I think I said, because I'm gonna use this piece of scrapbooking paper as well, which is not really, doesn't scream boho at me, but it's got the pinks and it's got the blues, which works well with everything. I'm going to tea dye it though, because just to tone it down. Anyway, I kind of thought I liked the look of that. That's 25.5. So 25.5 centimeters tall. And I'm kind of thinking about, I'll go 15 this way, I think, but I might go 15.5 just to give me a bit more to play with. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this down on my cutter. We can use all the scraps to back tags. Okay, so there we go. That is going to be my cover, by hook or by crook, whether I like it or not. It's cut. Right, and then I have got this fabric. Now I know this is going to be super frayy. It's going to unravel all over the place, which is a problem, but I'm going to use it anyway. And I'm going to glue it on, and then I'm going to stitch it. So we may have to just glue it and then trim it. What do you reckon? Take that up a little bit, because see, that's already fraying. But if we glue well, the glue should stop the fraying. That's what I am going to rely on happening. So I actually might glue it about there and then trim it after I've glued it. I'm going to use, shall I use fabric glue? I think I'll just use the PVA. It works really well, and it works well on fabric. I know lots of people who use it and it seems to go well, so let's do that, and we will just use lots because this is quite a thick fabric, so it won't show through too much, hopefully. How are you all? I hope you're all well. The weather has gone pretty cold here while you guys are all getting the beautiful spring. We're well into winter now. Well, not well into winter, I guess technically speaking it's only like the 6th or 7th, first week of winter official, and we have had some lovely sort of autumn weather which made up for our crappy summer. Of course, I'm still remembering the beautiful warmth of Bali. So when this goes up, I'm doing this a little bit in advance. I was going to do some boho beads, but I think someone else is doing that. But I will be doing some anyway for this journal. So I'm hoping to finish this journal. It's just going to be a one signature journal. and in a style that I'm not very familiar with, so it's going to be sort of an exciting, fun journey. And using Rachel's kit. Now I will link below everybody who's involved in this collaboration so that you can go and look at their channels. There's some prize, there's some giveaways and things, so I think if you comment on everybody's video or something, you can win a prize. Right, okay, here we go. This is very lightweight file folder, I must say. I don't think it matters if it's not super straight. I guess we'll find out then whether that's true or not. Okay. I think this fabric was given to me, but I'm sorry, I don't know by who. I get given beautiful things and I do tend to hoard them, and the problem with that is you then don't remember who gave them to you. Should we have a little bit coming over the edge? So I'm going to trim my fabric off here, pretty close to the edge. Let's just move this out of the way. And then we'll have to let it dry because I'm actually going to machine sew these trims onto the front. So I'm going to let it dry and then we'll come back and do the decorating. It's really fraying, isn't it? Okay, interesting. Okay, that's all right. I'm not going to panic at this stage about that because I'm sure there's ways around that, and I think it will stop where the glue is. And also, oh yes, we can zigzag that on. Okay, so that's not going to be a problem. We'll let it dry and then we will be back to decorate the front. I mean, it doesn't really look like boho fabric, does it? But I think when we add everything to it and we have the dangles and the beads and things like that, it's going to work. And it's got all the colours of the kit in it. So that is why I kind of decided to use this, because I did want to use the kit. And yeah, I guess we'll add to the journal over the month. Maybe there'll be a few more videos and adding to it, and then I'll probably sell it at the end if anyone's interested. Great, okay, so we've done that bit and I'll be back when it's dry. Hi, I'm back. This is all dried now and I've been fiddling around with some scraps of bits and pieces that I had. I'm still trying to go for more of a Bohemian vintage vibe than a Bollywood sort of vibe. I don't know if I'm gonna get it right, but I kind of like this. I like how all the colors are sort of in the cover, and I think quite a few of these colors are in Rachel's kit. I kind of like this frayed bit and the way it's sort of folded over there, and then you've got a bit of the cover showing top and bottom. I've got this bobbly trim. I'm just wondering if that's problematic as far as just being so lumpy. I've got this sort of curtain lampshadey trim, which I considered, but I don't actually love it. I've also got this one. I think, Jody, you gave me these trims. They're so beautiful. I don't know where you got them. Jody from Jody Lloyd Webb. So I've got this more blue here. And then I was going to put this on, this sort of vintagey trim, but I'm wondering maybe that's just too vintage. So I think I want to go with this one. I definitely like that. I might pop these sequins somewhere too. And yeah, and then I just need to decide about whether this is just, I mean, I don't know where else I would ever use it. So maybe I just should. I just am aware that it's very lumpy. But I need to make a decision because I want to get it all sewn. I like how that's kind of lifted up like that, but I don't know if it maybe looks a bit weird, a bit strange. I've got this super over the top piece here, which we could add in if we want to make things like really but I thought that would make a beautiful tab actually. Yeah, no, I think I'll keep that for a tab. I've got some more of this kind of fabric which I think is really similar to that one, and it's been sewn like that. Could have a little bit of that under there maybe. Maybe I should have those sequins under there so I can see that little bit there peeking up. Quite like that. Right, now I just need to decide on whether to put something else on the bottom or not. This is quite a big gap here now. So maybe we need, I kind of like that up there, but what could we put? I've got some of this, I've got some purplish sari silk ribbon. I've actually probably got something that's more decorative. Hang on, I'll go find it. I have got this one, I just remembered that I've used it once before. It's very beautiful. That's a lot, but apparently that's the way we go with boho. And then I've got this cool, oh, that's good that came off. Oh, I've got two beautiful, oh, look at that one, that's gorgeous too. I've got this. So I might actually add this under here. I like this one. Could that just sort of sit under across there like that, maybe? So yeah, let's not spend too much time on this. I think I'm going to glue them and then stitch them on, because I don't think I'm going to manage to. So we kind of need to know where the front of this journal is. so that we can cut our pieces. So it's kind of going to sit like this. And I just need to decide whether I want them to wrap around or to finish there. Okay, so we need to know where halfway is on this cover. What did we make it? Just over 30, so that's about halfway there. I don't really want to put pin marks on it. So if we make everything 15 centimeters, let's see. Okay, let's just make these pieces 15 centimeters and yeah, we'll just be done with it. We can always wrap something around the spine if we need to. Yes, that's what we'll do. Okay, so I'm going to cut this to 15, which is just sort of there. I hate to cut it, but that will probably make a tab or something. Okay, so that's that piece. I might wrap that piece around because it's super light, so I might leave that like that. And then this piece 15 is about here. I don't really mind if they're not all exactly the same. I kind of want it to be a bit. And then this piece here, I'll make that a bit longer as well, so that can go there. Right, okay, some glue. I'll use the fabric glue and hopefully it will work okay. I don't want to put too much on, so this piece is going under here. Oh wow, okay, there we go, that was a lot. Let's just take some of that away. Okay, and then this piece, is that going over that? Oh, okay, that's, hang on, I'm just going to wipe my fingers. Right, that's better. Okay, so that's got a bit of glue tacked on there now, and that's going there. So that's actually going to cover that. So I might bring that down a little bit. And that's going over. So this piece here needs to be tacked down next. So I'm just going to go along this edge here, because I feel like that will be mostly covered. A little bit here. Don't want to use too much glue because I am stitching it. So right, I can put this one down now. So I'll glue under that flower where the embroidery is, because it's quite thick there and here and there maybe. Okay. Okay, well, it's not gluing straight away, but it does. I think this takes a while. Just need to be patient if I can. I think it'll glue better. Right, and then we've got this lacy bit, which I do want to just kind of poke over the top of that. So let's just add some more glue there. And that's going on that edge there. So I was surprised, like other people, how much stuff I actually had in amongst my things. Like lots of this has been given to me, or I've had it a long time, or maybe it's been on something that I've taken off something else, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's amazing what you can find and what you can adapt to work for this theme. I guess it's the same with any theme really. That's part of the fun of this whole sort of craft. I'm not going to iron that out. I kind of like that it's all crumpled like that just as well. Otherwise I'd have to go and get my iron. Though I saw someone with the hair straighteners with that. Oh, I think that was Julie. She did one of the first videos. And she had her hair straighteners to... Right. Okay, I think that's starting to tack down now. And I'm going to use my sewing machine and hopefully it will be fine. And if we don't like this sort of sticky out bit, we might be able to wrap something around that. I think I'm going to sew this on now. Hopefully it's not going to move around too much. I have to decide on what thread I'm going to use. I want to go all the way around the edge of this, and I was going to use a zigzag for that, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, there's that, and then also whether we're going to wrap any thing around the spine. Not sure about it. What do you all think? Some braid, something heavy and sort of brodery would be good. Oh, I might have something actually. 1 minute. Is that not the most frustrating thing when you know you had something earlier and you just don't know where it is? It's just not a very big piece of fabric, but yeah, I know I had it somewhere, but I can't find it. Anyway, I'm going to go and sew this. Let's get that done and then we'll deal with the spine if we need to at a later date, because I just do not know where that piece of fabric that I had in mind for the spine has gone. Okay, again, I'll be back. I'm back. I went with the pink thread, for better or for worse. I'm using all my vintage ones because that's all the only ones that seem to get saved from the flood. I'm still really worried about this fraying fabric. So I've stitched all my bits on. I've left that sort of flapping because I thought that was nice. But it can be glued down if it became annoying. The inside looks beautiful. And yep, I still haven't thought about... Oh, I added this piece. I actually haven't stitched this. I've just glued it. I can go back and stitch it if I remember. But I was really interested to see how that glue worked. This is some upholstery trim. And obviously you have to turn those ends down because those upholstery trims unravel really fast and quickly. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do now is run around the edge of this with my glue. There's products you can buy. I think one's called Fray Stop. I haven't seen it in the shop, or if I have, I haven't seen it when it's been something that has been on my mind to get. I'm just going to use, I think, a brush or even my finger and just go around the edge of this fabric with this fabric glue, which is just probably just a basic white glue, and just dab it on. To see if that will aid in our fight against the fray. And then we need to fill this journal up with some pages and things. Maybe I'll just do this one edge for now and see when it dries whether I'm happy with the result, rather than doing the whole lot now. Yes, it's very ravelly fabric. So let's hope the glue will do the trick. And prevent that from fraying. That's the back side. And then this is the front. I think it looks quite boho-y. It's definitely different from anything I think I've made before. And I've got some different sari silk ribbons that I can wrap around it to close it, which I may or may not use. Right, what is going in this journal? I've printed out some of the background papers with some of the Bohemian Girl journal papers. And then I've printed this one here on some avocado dyed paper. You can see where my printer head has caught there. My printer doesn't like the dyed papers, coffee or otherwise. It does not like me putting anything through it that's not what it's used to. And as you can see, this has also gone in wonky. Now, I wonder if I should reprint this borderless. That might work better. That's what I've done with these ones. I must have just forgotten to press it on there. And I've done this one here, which is also one of the background papers with one of the lined papers on the other side. I have more avocado dyed papers here that I thought I might use. You don't need that many pages. It's a single signature journal, so maybe 18. I don't want it to be all pink. I like putting lined paper in my journals. This one could be actually only needs a teeny little bit off the top. So we'll do that, and then that will be, oh, my tearing isn't particularly successful today. Okay, so we've taken that little bit off. And then we probably will reinforce the centre. So this would actually be our, that's the centre there. This could be our page, template page. Let's have a look. That fits in. Yep, I think so. That's still sticky. Yeah, see, that's lifting off there, but that's okay. We can always go in with some stitches. Okay, so that's, I'm just going to fold it for now. I may trim it, but I'll just fold it for now. So that's how big our pages can be. Got this one here, which I printed on tea dye. Again, you can see the printer heads caught it, so I'll have to deal with that. But that's got the blues and the sort of the teal colour in it, so I will use that one. This is one I copied and then I coffee dyed it just to see what would happen, and as you can see it's all leaked through at the back. I've got this paper here which is just some matte paper, and I think I want to put that in. So for some reason I folded it. Obviously I was going to use it for something else, so I'm just gonna get my template here and fold that in. I don't know why I'm using it, except for I kind of like the greeny colours. What else have I got here? I tried printing the kit black and white onto some tea-dyed paper, and I don't really love how that has come out, but it was a good experiment. And then I was experimenting with some napkin, which I also don't like. But here we go. It's good to have these experiments. I think I will print another one of these off onto some avocado dyed paper and see how I go. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'll be back. I'm back. I made the classic mistake of starting to put the lining of this journal in without putting the camera on. So here I am gluing this piece of scrapbook paper that I've cut to size, and this is going to line the inside of this journal cover. Now it wasn't big enough, so I've left that strip. You know, you have a strip on the scrapbooking paper. Well, I've left that on because I can always cover that with a pocket. That's what we will be doing. Now I want lots down here. I don't want any bubbles, but I think I've taken quite a long time for some of this glue, and it's starting to already get tacky or dry a bit. But I think we're pretty good. Okay, so let's see how we go. Make sure we have this up the right way. Make sure we have this up the right way. So this is just an old piece of scrapbooking cardstock I've had for a million years. And I want it further, oh dear, I want it further over than that. It's very sticky, so that's good, but try not to get my head in under the camera there. Oh, now it's too high. Okay, that's going to have to do. Probably should have done this, just if you're watching and you're following along and you haven't done it yet. Probably should have put this on before I did the stitching. Yeah, I was having a think about that, and I was just thinking, oh, so I've got some glue on there, which is a bit of a shame. It's very lumpy. The problem with making a whole lot of different kinds of journals is sometimes then when you go back to doing something like this, you've forgotten how to do it. Oh yeah, so that's sticking up over the edge there. That's okay, we can sort that out. And I'm gonna, and because if I hadn't, yeah, if I'd already put this on, then when I stitched around the edge, that would have secured my inside as well. But that's okay. It doesn't, it's not the end of the world. It's not going to make that much of a difference. It's just going to have an extra row of stitching around there. Now I don't want to bend it in the middle. It's the trouble with recording. You have to keep stopping and starting and coming back, waiting for things to dry. Okay, so I think that'll look nice once I've got a, I don't even know if I bother with a pocket there. What am I going to do there? Because, you know, I put that on slightly wonky. I don't really want to cover up those flowers, but we could put something down there like that just to cover. Yeah, we'll probably put just a really narrow pocket maybe. Yeah, well, think about that. Okay, that's what happens when you forget to press record and you get halfway through your gluing. Big panic. Right, so we do need to wait for that to dry. As much as I want to fold it right now, I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it and come back. So that's like about, I don't know, 6 takes just to make this video. But anyway, we're making our boho journal cover. And I thought about filling it with the pages and everything in this video, but I'm not going to. I think that's enough, but I haven't finished yet. We'll come back and we'll fold it and do the insides of the cover as well as part of the video so that it's finished. But we're getting there, we're getting there. So hopefully you'll stick around and we will finish this cover off. It's the next day. I faffed around for so long. We were waiting for this inside cover to dry. I don't love the inside cover. I'm pretty happy, and I think I like the cover, actual cover, which is what I was aiming to make. But you know me and my vintage, my penchant for vintage things. I actually think I like this better on the inside, and it's kind of based on something I made a few days or a little while ago that I'm thinking of sending out as happy mail. Just this little pockety thing made with some old paper, this image, and this is a rub on and this metal piece sewn on. I kind of wanted to emulate that a little bit. I don't really have a rub on that's suitable, but I do have some stamps, so I may try stamping. But I don't want this to go all the way through there. This is pretty old paper, so I thought I would stop it at, I was thinking of making a flip, but then I found that problematic. So I'm just thinking of gluing this down. I know that means another layer. There we go, I've torn it now, so I'm committed. That will make a great tag. Or it could even go at the back as a little thing like that, but that might look a bit weird. So yeah, so this is this is what I want. I just wasn't happy with this, so I thought, oh, don't despair, just do something you are happy with. So I'm going to try and sort of marry the kit with sort of my usual sort of vintagey style that I love, and we'll just see how it goes. But I did like this piece of paper, so I think I'm going to glue this in. And I really love this old frame. Lynn gave me some of these, obviously out of a very old book, and I thought I might pop one of the Bohemian lady photos in there maybe, or a photo of some description, and just have that there. Again, I was going to do it like a flip, but I didn't really know how to make that work. We could do it that way, but that's very torn. If it flips, yeah, I just don't think this is strong enough. I was going to sew around here as well, but I haven't done that, and I need to decide whether I'm going to or not, and whether I'm going to sew before or after I've stuck this down. But I do need to think about what stamp I want here. I did want to put some of this paper behind as well, although it's not quite the right colour. Sort of almost need more of a, well, there is some teal in that part there. I do want some of this, just a little bit of colour here poking out, so I'll glue that first, I think. Oh, I hope I don't close that, glue that pocket closed. The struggle is real, people, isn't it? So yeah, I have got glue down there. I'm going to have to wipe that off. That was silly. Or I could just actually plonk some paper there just to cover up that. Oh, I don't want to. No, I'm not going to do that. Wipe the glue off. I have to wait for it to dry. All the waiting for the drying. Yeah, so I'm wondering about a stamp. I had a little look at some of my stamps to try and decide what I thought might look nice just there. I'm going to sew this on there. So maybe I should do that first, some stitches with some thread, and then decide what's going to go here. And then decide whether we're going to stitch it in or not. This is glued really well, so I don't even, it doesn't really necessarily need an extra layer of stitching. The gluing around here has worked. Where did I do it? Wherever I did the gluing, here, has worked quite well. So I'm going to do that to the rest, all the other edges. Okay, so a stamp. The ones I was playing around with was this butterfly one might work. Here. I don't have a huge collection of stamps, and then there's this other butterfly one here that might work. Not that I've got a real butterfly theme going on in here, so that was the only thing that was a bit of a concern, introducing butterflies. I also just have this little one here, which might work. I'm gonna, of course, test it out on a piece of paper here. Actually, I might test it out on this one, and then I'll get a better idea of whether I like it or not. And I don't know whether to go that way or that way. I think I kind of like it that way, so let's try that. Yeah, that's cute. I'm going to do that. I hope I don't get it too blobby. Okay, and I'm going to sew that on there. So I need some thread, and I think I will just keep the thread very neutral. Sun's gone behind a cloud. It's quite cold, so once I finish this recording, I'm going to turn my heater on. Looks like it's going to be one of those struggle bus days today, but that's okay. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to get this cover done, and then this video will be ready to go up on the 13th of the month. Put that there, and I'm going to put a stitch through here. Maybe I should glue it as well. Oh well. How about that? Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I'm going to glue that on there. I'm going to ink around these edges of the book. I'm going to use a glue stick. I think that'll be adequate for this paper. I probably need to do it on something. And then that will be that. That will be the cover. I'll go right to these edges. Finished, although there may end up being something on the back as well, the back inside cover, if I decide I don't like that as well. But I might let that just evolve as I finish. Lots of glue because I don't want this coming off. Oh, we've used a lot of glue. Try and get all the bits. Okay. Oh, that way. Okay, let's see if I can get this nice and buttered up to that edge. It's very lumpy bumpy, so let's try and get all that glued down nicely. I'm going to be much happier with that. And then I am going to use the art glitter glue to glue these side bits down. Oh, it's so dark in here. Oh, okay, I'm just going to lift the blind up. Oh, the joys. I need to get myself another light. And my ring light has nothing to sit on anymore. And I was thinking I might get one of those square ones that light, rather than you direct it at your workspace, kind of just creates a lot of light in the room, like daylight. Hopefully I'm going to still be able to put something in here when I'm done. Obviously it's going to be a little bit fragile, but I do like that better. I have been working on some pages for inside. That's what I've got at the moment. So it's a mix of the kit and some scrapbooking paper, some hand-dyed paper, some old music paper, all sort of bunched in together, like super eclectic. Oh, that all needs, I don't know if I'll keep that, probably won't keep that like that. Yeah, and then I may do something here, but I think I've kept you long enough. This is my attempt at boho. A boho cover. I've enjoyed using these trims up, which I've had sort of sitting around for a while, and using this fabric as well, which I really didn't know if I would ever get around to using that, so that's good. We may need to do something at the back here, possibly, or maybe just leave it. I might just glue that down. But yeah, that is it. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope that you are taking part in How Boho Can You Go. There's lots of videos there and they'll all be linked below. If you want to take part in the giveaway, then I think you need to visit every, comment on every video. And Rachel's running that giveaway, so go over to RachandBella Crafts and it's all clearly explained there. Thanks so much. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you again soon in the next video. Bye guys.